Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Q&A. You there yet? I'm here, David. How are you? How is things? Thanks very much. Thank you for sending me that parcel, by the way. Um, I got your message there a while ago, so hopefully we will have it shortly. Um, so how has everyone been for the weekend or the week, I should say? No, there's the notification out to tell everyone. Nick, how are you? Uh, Same as us have been here a while. I'm fine, thanks. Uh, well, I just finished a podcast with Jake Brown from Jake Brown Collection, um, and he asked me to do a podcast for Living Living History UK is the other chap's name, Steve. I can't remember Steve's second name, but the podcast is on all podcast people places, and it's called the Young Contemptibles. So if you want to tune into them and give it a listen to, so there's a few parts in it. So that's what I was doing. Why I'm a tiny bit late. Um, so that's what I was doing for the evening, and I'm tonight's beverage is a cola. So we just wait for the usual suspects to arrive. I'm finishing off my pack of Haribos. Patrick, howdy. How are you doing? Welcome. Are you in a bus tonight, Patrick? Are you at home? Or are you driving all over the country? It's a bit wet and miserable actually here at the minute. But what can you expect, I suppose? We are at the start of the winter. Um, sorry, I just want to sort something out. Stan, evening. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to the fun and festivities. Sweet and rots your teeth. Good show. Yeah, it's all right. It's only Haribos. They'll be fine. I need to shave though. I need to shave for the weekend. Uh, can you tell when I have a few days off from the day job? But I do need to shave. So how's everyone been keeping? As I said, the reason I'm a bit late this tonight is because I just finished a podcast with Jake from Jake Brown's Collection. He's on YouTube. Um, Himself and Steve from Living History UK asked me to do a podcast. The podcast is on all the normal podcasty thingies. Their podcast name is The Young Contemptibles. They've done some good shows. I need to catch up on some of their work. But yeah, go check them out, guys. I am indeed riding back to Clunchy Town. Back off to the big smoke. Um, so there we go. Ariba packs you up if the only thing holding you up is your chin strap. Yeah. What we used to do as well was we get a Ziploc bag and we'd get chocolate bars. We'd smash a ball of chocolate bars in it. We'd literally make a powder. And you wet like hundreds and thousands wet your fingers to get into eat it that way. Um, for some reason, the reason we used to do it that way was because it gave us the illusion that the chocolate lasted longer, whereas you're just taking fistfuls of the stuff. Yeah, strange things you do when you're starving. So that's it anyway. So how have we all been keeping anyway? Um, Collection wise, it's been a bit of a hit and miss. I have sent out yesterday. I have sent out the winners package. That's gone out. I must email him actually in relation to the tracking number, and I have a book on the way to Stan. I have a thank you on the way to Andrew, but I was hoping Andrew would be in tonight because I need to double check his address. And I have a thank you on the way to Dave, that other man that's David, that is right there. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to for the week. Um, so yeah, Picked up a rare 1960s pattern DPM uniform in size 4, looking to trade for a size 1. Size 4. Size 4. What are we drinking? I'm on G&T. I'm on the red cola. Um, Military Collectibles, hello CJ, how are you? Uh, Enjoyed actually CJ's little, like, I can't wait to see the project, the 172 scale um, little model he's making. Water. Somebody check Stan's temperature there. He's drinking water. I don't think he's okay. Actually, I have no drinking hat on. I need to get a drinking hat. What do we wear for a drinking hat tonight? Uh, Seeing as I'm drinking Coke. Here we go. Now, the status quo has been equalised. So yeah, can't remember the name of these things. A pongal, something like that. They're traditional Pakistani Talibani hat. Out with the wife tomorrow, so keeping sober. I know. He's letting the side down there, drinking water. But sure, what can we do? Um, so how was everybody been doing? A lot of people have been commenting on the commemoration armistice video. They were Poggle. Okay, wait, Paggle. Can't I don't know how you could pronounce it, but we will be doing a series in that cemetery where we will be looking for. There's 7 guys I know in that cemetery. There's other people scattered around in other cemeteries in the locality, so we will be doing a series and trying to document them all. And that's that cemetery that I was in. There's some fantastic history in there. There's a famine graveyard. There's a cholera graveyard. There's a round tower that dates back to as far as the Vikings, something or other. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. So we'll go check that out. There's a Jewish part to that cemetery of people that were brought over after the Second World War, um, refugees, things like that. So there's a Jewish part to that cemetery. So yeah, so we'll go exploring that place because an awful lot of people seem to enjoy it. Great Afghan hat. It's actually, I think it's Pakistani. I'm not sure. Grow out the beard, and you'll be all set. Um, for the nativity. I could get away with it. I could be one of the. I couldn't be one of the 3 wise men for the nativity. It could be something else, but I wouldn't be one of the 3 wise men if I had one of these in my hand. Now, YouTube, before you lose your fucking knickers, airsoft, replica, paperweight, no bang go bang bang. But yeah, for the long beard, this and this, that'd be some nativity, wouldn't it? Uh, but the Soviet other ranks peaked caps there and read on it. Company 9 style. Actually, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Actually, the 9 Company. Uh, what I did watch today though was I found a good copy of the Battle of Britain. So I watched that, and that was my day's World War Two intake. Look out, it's Pakistani Pat. Pakistani one shot. Paddy one shot. He's moved. Um, yeah, so that's what I did. I'm a bit tired this evening actually because while we were in the middle of the podcast, my internet took a. Um, I need to get a new provider. I don't think it's fast enough for what I needed to do. Mujahideen military collectibles. um, fly a helicopter, land a helicopter on it. Get like a remote control helicopter and try landing on top of your cap. Um, but it is actually original, and see the label. They actually have a telephone number there. Terry Taliban caps for sale. But yeah. So how did everyone else's collections anyway getting on? Ducky or Ghost, as the Soviet army called him. Uh, there's what's the other one? Is it the Beast about the tank crew guy? That was in Afghanistan. I think it's called the Beast. They're the only two Russian, the Nine Company and that one are the only two Russian movies that I've seen about Afghanistan. Um, I think it's called the Beast, where basically it's a tank crew that goes sideways and things happen. I'm not going to spoil the movie. So yeah, lots of metal detecting. Where's it again? I took it down. When you run out of time, you become. When you run out of time, you become heroes. Uh, yes, you do actually. That's another famous saying. But I don't know why Nick deleted that there because I don't, or did somebody ghost him? I'm not sure. Dashman benefits living in Afghanistan is currently want to is definitely want to see bandits living in Afghanistan. I must look that up. Um, well, isn't is I was watching a thing actually on Sky News or one of these, but they're uh, is either minister for I won't say is it tourism, not tourism, but he's a minister for something or other. But he's after admitting that he was involved in the operation where Marcus Luttrell and Murphy and all those guys were killed, and where he was involved in the shooting of the RPG into the back of the C-1, or not the C-1 Turkey, the Chinook that came in to evacuate him. Red Wing, was it Operation Red Wing, if I can remember correctly? Metal detecting US camps, lots of bits and pieces. I would love to do that. I know in Gettysburg, certain parts of Gettysburg you can metal detect, other parts you can't, because it's a national park and stuff like that. But I did watch a very good documentary about the Battle of Little Bighorn, um, because from an Irish point of view, it was an awful lot of Irish guys that were involved in the in Custer Seven Cavalry, immigrants. There was Irish, mainly Irish, German, and Swiss, I believe. Um, that were involved in Custer's Seven Cavalry. But in this documentary, like that, they sent out a lot of guys with metal detectors, and they literally went the whole way over the battle site, and they could trace by cartridges, and obviously now the ballistics and stuff like that. So you'd have the impacted around on the brass. They could track where the troopers and where Indian rifles were and stuff like that, and they gained an awful lot of information that they never knew prior to doing this experiment. It was actually very, very good. This is an old World War II camp in England, combat engineers. Oh, okay, very good. Um, okay, what's the story on metal detecting in England? I know in Ireland you have to have permission of the landowner. So on like battle sites and stuff like that, it's very hard to get permission because you have to go to the state. Because even if the land is privately owned, um, like the Book of Kells, the Tara Brooch, things like that, they were actually found by metal detectors, and the 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 what you call it, the government, because they're national archive, national artifacts, buy them off you. I think they bought them off them, or they gave them an amount of money for them anyway. Pashtun hat, yeah. It's tradition to wear a drinking hat when we're drinking something, so this is the drinking hat for tonight. My dad's got one, very nice, Thomas. Um, trying to small parachutes from tying to small parachutes and flares into vehicles to stop them flying off mountainsides was an area soldier good luck thing. Tying small parachutes from flares onto vehicles to stop them falling off mountainsides was an era Soviet soldier good luck thing. Oh, didn't know that. No, learn something new every day. I would love to visit Afghanistan, if only to collect Soviet stuff. Could you imagine what an untyped source will be? There's lots of American stuff there at the minute as well that's randomly left around the place. It wouldn't even have to be Russian stuff. You can visit Pashtun areas in Pakistan. Lots of old weapons there. I was never actually in Pakistan or Asia or any place like that. Kenny Rebel, hello Kenny. Try not to kill Kenny, guys, please. Um, Actually, Nick, I need to promote you, don't I? Because you've been around for a while. Do-do-do-do-do-do. No, Nick has now been promoted. Uh, Stand still there and CJ and all the lads. You're all very quiet tonight. Whatever's wrong with you? Is it the hat? Will I take the hat off? Oh, um, but yeah, uh, I'd love to go. Rifle Green, hello folks. How are you? Rifle Green. There's a video coming up tomorrow that you will be interested in, and Nick, I believe, asked for it, and a few other people have asked for it. It is the female RUC uniform, so that will be coming up tomorrow, guys. And there is another video on Sunday. Uh, that's it. That's all I'm telling you. I'll give you a little heads up of what's coming up. Um, excuse me. But what was I going to say? Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. I've There's a guy on YouTube. Metal. I can't remember his name. He's a Dutch guy. Massive, huge World War Two collection, and he does metal detecting as well. And some of the stuff that he's found is like found fairly in bogs, nearly non 100% complete German helmets, and stuff like that. Have I met any ex-RUC men? I have met ex-RUC men. I have met serving PSNI men. I have met ex-IRA men. I have met ex-UFF, UVF, UDR, UDA, INLA. I've met lots of people doing my history research on the North. I have several French M51 helmets. One which was given to me in 1962, dated, didn't have a liner. Walked into a charity shop today and had a Belgian M1 clone liner. Very good. 750, perfect fit. Nice one. Very good. Um, it's good when things like that come together. I actually did a few antique shop today as well and didn't come across anything. If you get if you get a thermos flask, always check there is no plastic between the glass and the outer casing. Another Soviet soldier thing. Wait, down south, as they called it. Oh, didn't know that one out neither. History Secrets. I'm not sure is that his name. Class, there is a book out about women in the RUC in the Troubles. It is just out. He talks. He talks to me, ex RUC. Um, they, yeah, I must get books. Actually, there's some very interesting books. I'm trying. I started it, um, and I've had to put it down a few times. Is a book. No, he did warn me. Is a book that Stan gave me. And it's about the SS in Poland, the runes people in Poland, and it is very hard reading. So once I get to try and finish that, I will be looking for other books. Of course, alphabet people mean something else now. Yes, uh, Thomas always wanted to meet ex-RUC. Met some soldiers who served there, but never an ex-RUC. Would be interesting to see their insight. Um, One bit of information I will give you, Thomas, about RUC men and stuff like that is they're still very much in the shadows. They don't like um, they don't like things to be known about them being in the um. I would say that it's not that they're embarrassed about their service or anything like. It's nothing to do with it. It's the fact that they're still they just stay like to themselves, if you get me. But once you do get chatting to them, they're a wealth of information, and the insights they have is very very interesting. I actually, unfortunately, hopefully, I will get it in a later date, but I have had guys literally read and show me abstracts from their old notebooks they have, and there's some, like, because at the time it's fresh in their heads, and when they're writing it down and stuff, and the details and things like that that you see in those notebooks is fantastic. Um, have you found the Troubles Facebook page handy? I have and I haven't. I just keep an eye on it. An awful lot of it is pictures and things like that. The pictures are obviously good sources of information when you when you investigate them and stuff like that. But you still need to be impartial. Facebook and things like that as well. There's You have to be very careful, I want to say, because some of them are pointing in one direction or another. I like to try and stay impartial. Yeah, I had to put it down to in disbelief a few times. Yeah, it's a good book and it's very in depth. But yeah, you need to sit down, have a cup of tea, and just switch off for a few minutes as someone's been killed. Howdy, darling. Hello, Jake. Jake. I was just talking to the subscribers, fans, whatever you want to call them. I just finished a podcast with Jake. Part one of a podcast. There's other parts to come. Um, it's on your normal podcasty channels, wherever you find them. I suppose iTunes, YouTube. Well, no, it won't be on iTunes, but Apple Tunes or whatever the hell they are. I don't really listen to them. But it's coming up not this Monday, but the following Monday. But yeah, so we did do a debrief on that. Just a little intro, and uh, it's the Young Contemptibles is the name of the podcast. Jake Brown Collection is his channel on YouTube. He has a TikTok one as well. He'll probably put it up there, but I have no idea what the TikTok is. And he's in works with a guy called Steve. I was going to say Jobs, but it's not Jobs. Um, from Living History UK. So check those channels out as well. I don't think Steve has a YouTube channel though. I think he only has a TikTok thing. But Steve has a shop as well, so he does bits and bobs. So check those guys out. Very nice guys and slightly crazy like the rest of us. But sure, there we go. Um, are you all still there? Because everything I get worried when no one is putting up messages. But yeah, have I covered everything there? Yeah, sorry, the Facebook pages. Yeah, they're good. They are good. They're for. I've made a few contacts on them and stuff like that. But I'd still be careful about what you put up on them, those channels, because you don't know who's watching. Conspiracy theories. No, I'm only joking. You all still there, guys? It's gone very quiet. I don't do TikTok. Too many waffle stumpers. It's available. It's available anywhere else. Is it available anywhere else? The podcast. The podcast is on Spotify, Apple Tunes, Apple iTunes, Apple something or other. Um, Anywhere you can get podcasts is, and the podcast name is the Young Contemptibles. So check them out. I don't do the whole TikToky thing as well neither. It's just too many girls shaking bits. So yeah. So um, World War Two collection actually. Interesting thing about the World War Two collection is I was out scouting during the week. Uh, Salem, offend. Huh? Uh, uh, I was checking out places to do more filming, like the way that I did the Vietnam and the soldier on Northern Ireland, Irish soldier in Northern Ireland, and the Australian in Vietnam. That style of video, and I was out casing a few places, and I think I have found place where I could get away with doing point to hawk without getting myself killed. And CJ will probably be interested in that one. That's going to be the next big project coming up. Picked up a couple of good books from Yorkshire Books right across the road from Peckerston Railway Station. They have a reenactor events in town. Great bookshop full of older books. Very good. Must go check it out. Got to go chat later. Podrick's bus is obviously after arriving in the station and he needs to change his bus. Um, so yeah. So have a good one, Podrick. We'll see you later. I'll probably only stay on for another 30 minutes tonight, lads, because with the podcast and everything, now my brain is mushed. But we'll try and keep going as much as we can. Is it just me, or is that camera keep going in and out of focus, or is it just my eyes have gone? No, it is the camera. Maybe if I move that light, is it the light that's doing it? There we go. That better? Yeah. Right, got a dash. Pick up fish and chips. You're. Why can't you just get them delivered? No, like the rest of us. Where have we got? So 1 second there. I just need to array this. Answer this. Uh, Spot on, John. Yeah, have a good one. Book is called Women in the Royal Ulster Constabulary 1970 to 1990 by Rosemary Gifford. It's out early December. I must have a look at that. Looking forward to the U.S. Army Ranger reenactment. Yes, hopefully that will be good. Uh, Kenny Rebel. Um, wish I could. Wish I could. They stopped doing delivery. Bloody COVID. Mashallah, brother. Have a good one. My Chinese is the best, but they don't do liver. Why would they do liver? You mean deliver? Um, are we going to talk about food? No, I'm not really fond of Chinese. Yes, Indian. No, fish and chips. Yeah, depends where I go. So yeah. So as I said, I'm only going to stay on for about a half an hour tonight, lads, because my brain is mushed from military reenacting, military talk, and military speak today. But we'll get there. So uh, I'm just checking. Sorry, I thought I missed something there. But I must look up that book, or I must try and see can I order that book down here. Um, I do actually have a rake of books on the RUC and Northern Ireland troubles and things like that. I did watch a documentary as well there the other day about it was Spotlight. Spotlight did the documentaries about the troubles in Northern Ireland as well. It's actually on YouTube. There's three or four parts to it. I watched that as well the other day, and it was quite interesting. So yeah, and I have decided. So as I said, there's going to be a female RUC video coming up tomorrow. There's another one coming up on Sunday, and then we'll have some other bits and pieces coming up throughout the week. I'm going to try and start doing, along with the live stream, I'm going to try and start doing three other videos a week. They'll possibly for live stream is obviously going to be on the Friday or the Saturday, depending on work schedules and stuff like that. Um, then we will be doing uh, a video on Saturday, a video on Sunday, and I probably, to break it up, I'll probably put another one in for Tuesday. Have you been making videos today then? I haven't been making videos today, but I've been doing research and I've been checking out areas where I could do filming and stuff like that. So, and I've been going through bits and pieces in my collection to see what I could do for a video and things like that. Stuff I haven't covered, stuff that I might want to recover. Answering emails. I have a load of comments that I need to get through and answer. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to today. and I'm fairly tired from it if I must answer the question, but I enjoy doing it, so I don't mind. There's a channel that that posts some good documentaries about the SAS in Northern Ireland. There's one called Ulster Documentaries, Ulster History as well. It's a very good one. Did you find that Paris doc Stan didn't find it on you? Couldn't find it on YouTube. I haven't found it neither. Actually, I tried to look for it. Your NVA body behind is wearing. Huh? Is your NVA body behind you wearing breeches? Have some white piping trousers you can have so you can show walking around and staff service orders of dress. He doesn't. He has breeches on, but he's not piping. Actually, you're right. Um, yeah, Dave. Thank you very much. Wearing. Yes. If yeah, Dave, please. Yeah, if you don't mind, be perfect. Yeah. Um, yeah. He's just got a plain pair of breeches on. Kenny Rebel. Which one was that again? I've got a memory like a sieve. They're yours. Thanks very much, Dave. I was hoping Andrew would pop in tonight actually because uh, Andrew's done an awful lot of stuff for me as well, and I wanted to thank him. They can wear shoes. Then he can wear shoes. He doesn't actually have any shoes on at the minute. He has shoes on. He has boots on. He doesn't have shoes on. Obviously, my little torso Stan doesn't have shoes on, and he doesn't have boots on either. Um, we was talking about it last week. It came out in the 80s. Oh, the parrot thing. I don't know. I do hope to try and get over. I did send a message to some of the guys that I know about that I'm in regular contact with. I'm going to try and get over to a show in England actually next year. There's one coming up in January. Um, because with COVID and stuff here in Ireland, it has been bleh for shows and reenactments and things like that. So I'm going to try and hedge my bets and go to England for one or two big ones, rather than go to all the small little Mickey Mouse. If I can fit in once here, I will. But I think to try and save my money and go to the big ones in England, whereas I have a better chance of getting stuff at the vendors and things like that. And I don't know would I partake in some clubs and stuff. I suppose if I was asked, maybe, but I think I'll just go around dressed as either East German, Northern Ireland, RUC, or World War Two or whatever, and just go do my shopping. Can I ask about to see if I can source you an RUC ladies handbag? Yes, please, if you can, because I don't have any. Things at the top of my shopping list for in relation to Northern Ireland is a steel riot helmet. Can't find them. Very hard to get. Even a plastic riot shield. Would love to get one of them. The 1970s Cork helmet that the RUC had, the riot helmet that it was actually a motorbike helmet, but they jerry rigged it into a riot helmet. And a lady's handbag for the RUC are my four elusive items that I've been looking for in my RUC collection. Um, in relation to my Northern Ireland military elusive side of my collection would be a Denison smock for the paras. Um, that'd be about it, really. I don't really have elusives and an elusive side of military stuff that I'm looking for. I suppose the riot shield, the steel riot shields, I suppose were military. But yeah, they'd be my items that top four that I would want to try and get for my Northern Ireland collection. Kenny Rebel, yeah, last week I was full of TDRT on Saturday. I'll have to look. I can remember it well, but sometimes you just it they just ain't on YouTube. Or 71. Are you on about this movie 71? 71 is a movie about Northern Ireland. Is 71? Is it 71? Yeah, 71. Mid up regiment. Did he have the Cork helmet on in 71, the RUC guy? He did, but he didn't have the visor attached to it. And I believe he was portraying a B Specials, possibly, because he had a trench coat on. rather than, although the regular RUC wears trench coats as well. Trench coats are hard to find as well. The RUC trench coats are hard to find. Any B special stuff in relation to Northern Ireland is very, very desirable and very expensive. I was cleaning up his HMS Ganges a few years ago. Uh, chucked a load of riot shields in the skip Kenny. I'm gonna from the Stafford police used for training. I wonder if you would get into bother if you did your shopping dressed as a Grenztruppen of the DDR. Um, I don't know. Sure, at a reenactment, with those big shows when you have lots of vendors and stuff, nobody really cares. Sure, you see guy going around his SS and it ruins people, and nobody really cares. I went to White Rose in Panzer Grenadier kit, beret, etc. Yes, I mean, like, yeah, I don't see why not. Um, I'd probably actually get a lot more grief in England going as a member dressed, a British soldier dressed in Northern Ireland Troubles than I would here, believe it or not. I haven't done it, never tried it, so it could be interesting. Um, I know Andrew when he's here, he there started reenacting up banner type things like that, and they do Argyle Southern Argyle staff. Oh, what's their proper Argyle Highlanders anyway? Staffordshire and Argyle. Something I can't remember. They have a proper title anyway. Where are we gone? If you were wearing combat, not really. They wear the same as the LK. Will you be making more gun videos? I will be making more videos where I have representations of what was it? What did Dave call him last week? Reenactor prop items, but whether you can classify them as guns or not, I don't know. No, but I will be doing videos on items that can be used for reenacting. At a large show, everyone will get the gag. Yeah, exactly. So I don't see what the problem is. Are the regiment that was in Aden? Yes, Argyle and Southern Highlanders. That's the one I'm trying to remember. Um, and an awful lot of those guys literally went straight from Aden to Northern Ireland. Do you have a favourite bayonet? And do you have it? I really like the 1907 type bayonet. I have a couple of them. I don't really have a favorite bayonet. I do like the French nail knives. If you ever see them from the First World War, what they call the French, the First World War, I should say. Sorry, reenactors props. Yes, I am from the north of Ireland. Well done. I'm from the south. Kathleen, is Kathleen? Yes, Kathleen. Welcome. Thank you. Mad Mix Regiment. Yes, Mad Mitch's regiment. Yes, wasn't Mad Mitch in Yemen? No, he was in Aden. It was Aden. He went slightly out of sync. Um, didn't he become a mercenary and everything after that incident? But yeah, um, yeah, there was actually Irish guards killed in that incident. The battle, Crater City was the name of it. I've tried to look your website. Can I ask what it is? I don't have a website. I don't have a website. I've only a YouTube channel, and it is Era Military Collectibles. He was and he was on Mo for a bit. Oh, I didn't know that. No. Gabardine coats, two types, straight button and double breasted. They're quite rare. Yeah, I know that. Steel helmet Stan MP. Was he an MP? I was an MP. Um, yeah, the trench coats. I've seen them in museums and I've seen them in private collections and stuff like that. You do see them pop up every now and again. They were initially what they wore during the 60s and 70s for as protection from objects being thrown at them during riot situations. Excuse me. Um, Early start of the troubles is very interesting. Like you see the UDR when they were first floated, I suppose. I don't know what you'd say. First come into being, you'd see them with the 37 pattern that they dye it black, with the wearing the green 68 pattern. Is it 68 pattern? Was the name of the jacket? It wasn't 68 pattern. The 68 pattern was the camouflage. I think it's 60 pattern. It's called. The green jackets or olive drab jackets with this black um, 37 pattern webbing. And Mark fours, believe it or not, you'd see that you've seen the UDR initially armed with. Mad Mick was a guy who had a marvelous army surplus store in Dropford, London. Sadly gone 2002. Respect to him. 60 pattern. 60 pattern was the name. Was the jacket. Okay. Yeah, you don't see. There's very, very few. You see army surplus stores and airsoft stores and stuff like that, but there's not many true army surplus stores here in Ireland, which is a bit sad. I reenact old Irish volunteer and old IRA of 1919 uh, to about 1960s. I would love to see a video on the RUC or B Specials uniform from the border campaign, or even an IRA one from the border campaign. Uh, can be done, I suppose. It can be done. We can do it. Uh, I'll take down. I'll remember your. Um, I do actually have uh, an RUC beast. It's actually a tunic that I had specially made for to represent the B specials, and I have an original B specials cap. But their collars was what you call the grandfather collars or the straight collars was the initial RUC um, uniform, and it was a black um, type, and they wore that all the way up until I believe the 50s, early 50s. I think it was 52 when they started to change their uniforms. A stand collar, yeah, a stand collar. The grandfather type collar, whatever you want to call them. Stiff collar. Rifle Green, if he's around there, he probably would know. Is there? There used to be. It was privately owned though. I don't know if there's any state-run police museums in the north. I know there was one in Bushmills, but it was privately owned. I seen it once or twice. Nice. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, it was alright. I think there is a state-run police museum as well in the north. I'm not sure. I know anything to do with the Enniskillen Dragoons, the Enniskillen Fusiliers, stuff like that. Their museum is actually in Enniskillen Castle. The Royal Ulster Rifles, they have a museum in Belfast. There is the Somme Museum that is in Bangor. Uh, there's the Crumlin Road Jail Museum. Um, there's the Free Derry Museum in Derry. There's the Orange Order Museum in inside the city walls. Uh, yeah, so there's lots of museums around the place up there. Weren't those collars meant to stop strangling in Victorian times? That's a myth, as far as I know, and I believe they were designed as well to stop slashing from knives and stuff like that. Uh, but the B specials and RUCUs, sorry, one second there now. Did the B specials and the RUC use the Bren gun much during border campaign? It is believed that the Bren gun killed Sean South and John Fraggers during the. They had Bren guns on static positions. You don't very rarely see them carrying them. In relation to Sean South, there is also myths that he was shot by one of his own because he was shot in the back. Um, he was shot while he was lying down on the ground, apparently near a truck, and the round either came from the RUC station and hit him, or it came from somebody from behind him and hit him in the back. Um, so it's a bit like Michael Collins. Who actually did it? No one knows. Um, it's hard to tell whether it was a Bren gun as well because they used Mark Fours at the time, and they had the same 303 round that the Bren guns had. Um, so yeah, it's hard to tell, but they did have Bren guns. They had Sten guns. They had Mini M14s. They had G3s. They had Sterlings, MP5s. They've had lots of different guns throughout their history. No hooks, I guess. No hooks on the collar. They did have hooks on the collars. There's three of them. But you see an awful lot of them not wearing them. They had them tailored so close that there would have been much of a gap. Um, that's what I heard as well. It was also believed that the sergeant with a Sten killed Sean South. Yeah, so there's lots of myths about who actually killed him. Like, you'd need to see the autopsy first of all, because if it was a Sten gun, it was a 9 millimeter um, round. From a Brenton gun would have been a 303. From Mark Four would have been a 303. The Webley revolvers that they used are 38s, I think, 38 millimeter. Uh, so yeah, so it could have been lots of different firearms. And if you actually read into the Sean South ambush, it was a disaster anyway. Uh, I did a Mini 14 airsoft for the Murdoch loadout. Can you get Mini 14s airsoft? That would be cool actually. Um, they also had carbines, Grand carbine or M1 carbines for a while. Um, then pistols, they had everything from water PPK, PPKs, PPQs, uh, 1911s. Believe it or not, some special branch guys had them. Um, Brownings, Webleys, Glocks. Now they're using. There was lots and lots of different weapons used throughout the period of time. And deactivated in 1908 Brazilian Mauser by the Irish Volunteer Impression. Yeah, an SMLE or a 303 SMLE would do for any type of um, war of independence, civil war, stuff like that. There is a private RUC one in Newton Ards. There is an RUC one at Police HQ. John, I can assist with entry if required. Oh, perfect. Thanks very much. Um, will it be in handcuffs or will I be allowed in the door? Denix Walters make good holster fillers. Uh, I haven't seen them. You see, that's the problem being in Ireland is you really need to get to the UK or you need to get to shows where you have these uh, um, big retailers and big guys that specialize in reenacting and stuff like that to actually see the quality and see what they look like. Um, but yeah, I haven't seen the Denix for Webleys. Webley have just recently released two other versions of their revolvers as well. That the Mark Six, all in steel BBs and lead pellet firing, CO2 power. They look nice. I think one is a police version. Um, for Ireland, if it's anything to do with if it fires over 328 feet per second, which is 1 joule, it's classified as a firearm. You need to have a license for it. Be that a pellet gun, uh, whether it fires plastic pellets, steel pellets, it doesn't matter. Bloody hell, it doesn't matter once it fires over 328 feet per second, it's classified as a firearm. I have been at the site of their deaths. Is in it is in a forest area. Are you talking about Sean South now and them, lads? Or are you talking about? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Rifle Green. I thought he was killed actually on the road in front of the police station. I didn't think he was killed in the forest. have been to the site of their death. It is in a forest area. Sorry, guys, I just need to check something here. I keep for. Yeah, it's just notifications and more notifications. No, mine's 6 millimeter plastic shot. 177 steel. One's probably stock to be shot. Checking the tracking. No, not yet. Not yet. It um, wouldn't be on the way yet at the minute. But hopefully, thanks to Dave, there will be doing an East German uh, DDR unboxing soon. Hopefully, mine's a lead pellet one, rifle barrel. It's fun to shoot. I got the battlefield finish one, which collectibles I want. I have a soft air. I have a airsoft. I think that means airsoft. Mark 42 on a tripod in my man cave. My childhood dream since I was 10 years old. I started to read books about World War Two. That'd be fantastic. Military Collectibles, if he's around the place, has deactivated M42, and he's got. I think we've got. Has he got every machine gun? He got the 32, the 42. Um, yeah, yeah. It's basically the same as mine, just different caliber, CO2 powered, etc. Yeah. So like to get a representation of a firearm in Ireland, it is extremely hard. Like you're stuck with airsoft once it fires under 328 feet per second, or you're stuck with Denexes. There used to be a guy that sold Denexes in Dublin, but I can't seem to get in contact with him anymore. So I don't know. Hopefully he's fine. Hopefully everything's okay. Um, uh, but I just can't get in contact with him, so I don't know if he's gone bust or what's the story. What are the rules about soft air guns where you live? They have to fire under 1 joule, they have to fire under 328 feet per second, or they classify as a firearm. That's the way it works. Nail guns in this country, believe it or not, you actually need a permit for. Yeah, it's basically what are the rifles about airsoft? Oh, sorry. Yep, two M42s and two M34s. So there you go, MG34s. Nick, I think Denix do MG34 now. Oh, very cool. Denix. I must look up to see will Denix ship directly to Ireland. I must email them and see what. One day I will get an MG 5342 Yoko version deactivated around 800 quid though. I thought you were after a Vickers. Put that idea back in your head. Similar to the MG 42, but I have an MG 53 massive lump of steel. It is. I have my Bren gun. I like my Bren gun. Uh, I want an MG3 or Panzer Grenadier. For our Panzer Grenadier team, we have a no light machine gun. Mm. The Denix MG 42 is a fine piece of kit, costs around 400 quid in the UK. Not to say anything offensive, but was there many Catholics in the RUC or B specials? Yes, there were. There were Catholics in the RUC and the B specials. How many? I don't know, but I know there were. Um, uh, the one figure I seen, there was around 10% were Catholic, and in the RUC, I don't know. I don't know 100%. Um, but I do know the first person to join the UDR was a Catholic. So there you go. I have got, and I think the last UDR man to be killed was a Catholic as well. Actually, to tell you the truth. I have got a Mark II brain. I will do a video on it one day. I have a Mark. I can't remember if it's my Mark II. I did a video on my brain actually as well. The Hobby Den Kildare Town do Denix weapons. Oh, I must give that. Do they have a website? I must check them up. The Hobby Den Kildare Town military collectibles. How did you know that military collectibles? You're in England. aren't you? Deactivated ones, of course. The MG43 is not light. No machine gun is light. We had when I was in the military, we had the GPMG, or we call it the Gimpy, or the General, we call it the Mag, and that bloody thing weighs 23 pounds. So when you're carrying that ammo, all your own kit and everything, it bloody hurts. I would really love a brain gun. I have had my eye on a Mark III paratrooper brain. Do you know what I've actually wanted to get is the Mark V Sten gun. That's what I want to get if I ever got. Uh, Simon from Rifleman Moore channel, he got sponsored. I didn't get sponsored it, but he got an airsoft version of the Mark V Sten gun, and it looked class. It looked fantastic. The price of DNX has gone up over DX has gone up over the last 4 or 5 years. It has gone up over the last 4 or 5 years because they're becoming collectible. The hobby den at Gmail is their web address. Oh, cool. I'm going to give them a look now in a while. The hobby den Kildare Village. I must check them out. I got a Mark 1 Brain 1941. GPMG's beautiful weapon. Fantastic weapon, but an absolute mother to carry around the place. Echo Spec. Eurospec deactivate have put me off buying anything. I can shoot my willing mates with airsoft pupils. Yeah, exactly. There you go. DB Militaria have a really cheap Sten Mark 5 £500. Not sure about the EU. Um, I must check actually. You could before, but now because England is no longer part of Europe, you used to be able to get them in easy enough, DX and stuff like that. So I don't know what way it'll work now at the minute. Um, I must check that out. Andrew, hello, Andrew. Where did you come out of? I hadn't seen you in a while. Andrew, will you drop me an email because I want to make sure I have your address okay to send you a thank you parcel for what you sent me, if you don't mind. The airsoft stands are outstanding quality, a very good option instead of getting a DX. Yeah, I like the Mark V one. Um, but we'll see. Oh, any old GPMGs always gets misty eyed about them. No, I fucking hate carrying them. Guardsmen's or green jackets. Will do. Thanks, Andrew. Sound. Your spec stands are welded DX submachine guns were 1945. Open operating bolt, no clock, no click. Um, yeah, I don't. I know the European changes. Mine is the old spec. Mine is cock and click, for my brain gun, and that is the only true DX actually I have. I have airsoft guns with parts, like grips and stocks and stuff on them. Um, Probably the one that has had the most work done to it would be my G3. Ugh. This is all proper steel. This is an original part. This is an original part. But everything else in it is airsoft. It's actually airsoft. There you go. See inside the bolt. There's the thingy, the bobby piston. But yeah, this has probably got the most steel and original parts on it. In my collection. And yes, YouTube, it is airsoft. It don't do nothing. Uh, yeah, Eurospec isn't great, but I got a PPS 43 1950 Polish submachine gun. Bolt moves under spring tension, no dry fire, but I quite happy with it. For the price, Cold War history or 1942 standard or 19 World War Two standard. Here in Sweden, you need to be 18 years old to buy a soft air gun. That's it. The tripod for the MG42 is post-war model, originally from World War Two. Was very expensive. Were did the Swedes actually have MG42s anyway in their military? I'm not sure. Where we gone? If you don't unfold a Sterling stock, it's impossible to hit anything. That's another gun actually I would love to get as a Sterling. Not that easy to do. No, I wouldn't. Anything to do with a machine gun is hard to get. As a new beginner of reenacting, would you know any cheaper impressions you could do civilian? Uh, stuff from Afghanistan and Iraq is dirt cheap at the minute now. At the minute to put an impression together. Um, to There's nothing stopping you to dress as a civilian and go to a show, be 40s, 50s, World War Two, whatever the hell, or First World War, and get information that way. Uh, if you're looking for a cheap, say Cold War, get a woolly pulley jumper, get a general service shirt, and get a pair of lightweights and a pair of high boots, British Army high boots. Right, the whole thing will cost you. Say if you pay a tenner for the jumper, tenner for the shirt, tenner for the pants, that's 30 quid. Pay another 30 for your boots, it's probably 60. So you're talking 60 quid, depending on what regiment you're going to go for. But between 60 to 100 euros, you can have a Cold War impression if you go that way. I did actually do a brief, cheap impression, representation, whatever you want to call it, of UDR soldiers. Go check out that video and you'll probably see what you can do there. Uh, is It was a Star Wars reference? Okay, can you remember? It worked for the Imperial Stormtroops. My 1908 Mauser is EU UK spec, so I can dry fire and strip. Surprisingly, she's a lovely beast. Okay. Red Falcon loadout would be cheap. Red Army faction. If you want to do reenacting, choose what you like. You have to wear it all. After all, yeah, exactly. I've got a mannequin done up like a Swedish home guard, World War Two, post war, World War Two helmet, Swedish Bennett. Um, Kenny, get in the back of the bus. Kenny, are you being harassed again? Um, just don't kill Kenny. Right, guys, it is 9 o'clock. I said I was only going to stay until 9. So if you want to fire some questions at me for 5 or 10 minutes, which is the normal thing we do, and I will love you and leave you till next week. So Kenny has been fought with to try and get on the back of the bus. Where are we going? Did the Irish Army ever use the Mark III or the Mark IV turtle helmet? Yes, they did use the Mark IV helmet. I can't get any pictures online, and I would like to do an impression with my turtle helmet, and also would be what would be the best liner. The British Mark IV helmet was standard for the Irish Army from the 50s all the way up until the mid 80s. Early 80s when they got the Oralite helmet. Um, so any Mark IV helmet doesn't matter. Um, what it is will do you all the way up. The hard part for you to do an Irish Army impression is the uniform because they did not sell and they do not sell any other stuff surplus. So that's the hard part to get is the uniform. Webbing was 58 pattern, Mark IV turtle helmet, until the Orlight helmet came in the early 80s. Um, Mark IV turtle helmet was worn by the FCA all the way up until the 2000s nearly, or the reserves. So that's going to be the hard part. What's the next going to be about? What's the next going to be about? The next video, Kenny, is it you mean, or the next out and about video? If you can just clarify that for me. Trying to fit lots of people in a very small car is RAF style. They were rubbish. Where can you get an Irish Army uniform? Sorry for the questions. No, you're more than welcome. eBay would probably be your best bet. They don't come up that often. Um, but that would be my best bet to try and say get you one. Or if you know anyone that was in the Irish Army, they may be able to still get you one. But that's about it. Gangster, gangster all. For communists, they had a preference of nicking high value cars. Tell me any sources for the M69 body armor fragmentation vest, cotton covered. No, very hard to get. Dave did see one at a show in England, but they're very, very hard to get. Very hard to get. Uh, where we going? About 8% last RUC officer killed in the Troubles was Catholic. Yes, he was. Many were targeted and had to move houses, change children's schools, etc., etc. Yeah, the Catholic guys in the RUC got a lot of bother. The last RUC man was was the changeover done between the RUC and the PSNI? Because I think there has there only been one PSNI officer killed related to the Troubles at the minute. I think it was only one. There's only one that shall we say that's PSNI officer that has been killed, but it's classified as part of the Troubles. Um, as far as I remember, I might be wrong. Rifle Green might know better than me, but I think it's one, and he was a Catholic, and he actually played football, GA football, and hurling and stuff like that. And he was targeted and killed, unfortunately. I have to go here, but would love to know when your next live. Every Friday night at 8 o'clock is the live streams here at Era Military Collectibles. So you're more than welcome to come, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. So we're going to give it another 2 minutes, guys, and we're going to log off, and we're going to. Yeah, there you go. Kenny's answering next Friday, 8 o'clock, and don't kill Kenny. Actually, we've done good for a while. Actually, no one's killed Kenny in a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even possibly. Sorry. Thanks very much. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. 8 o'clock Friday nights, and you're more than welcome to join the debate. And if you're here for a while, you'll get promoted like one of the lads and end up a moderator. Um, so yeah. So I just want to see if Rifle Green can answer that question, and then we'll hang on. Jim hung his guns up. No, Jim Timber, you're on about Jim's still around the place. Just Friday nights aren't suiting him at the minute. He has some issues at home, I believe. I'm not going to go into it. That's the man's private business. But he pops on and says hello to me every now and again, and he's fine. You away soon? Am I away soon? Well, we'll finish up now soon enough. We'll call it quits, and we'll see you all next Friday. I just want to see if Rifle Green is still around, if he can answer my question. No one, and no one killed Kenny yet. No one's killed Kenny yet. Watch this now. Somebody will zap Kenny and put him in timeout for a while. Please don't zap Kenny. Kenny's a nice guy. Rifle Green, so targeted after their addresses were exposed by a mole in the tax office in the early 70s. They moved from the north to the west of Belfast and East Belfast. It was in the public domain. That's wrong. You shouldn't like it's a security thing. I meant that's why I haven't died. Jim, Jim hung up his guns. Yeah, was it Jim that killed you? Poor old Jim. But yeah, I know. I think the last. He's the only one that I know of at the moment. PSNI officer. I think there was only one that has been killed that has been directly linked to the Troubles. I may be wrong. Um, he was a Catholic as well. I think that's the same guy that Rifle Green is on about. But so that's it. So right, guys, it is 10 past. It is 10 past 9. Yes. So we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm just going to log off, and I'll see you all next week, same time, same place, 8 o'clock Friday night. And stay tuned for the videos coming up over the weekend. Um, those of you that wish to email me, you can always email me. The video or the email is always at the top of the video descriptions of all my videos. Um, I'm more than welcome to email me, send me information or whatever. If you want to kindly donate something to the channel and have me covered in a video, that is more than welcome. I will, if you want to donate it to the collection for me to keep, that's fine. If you want me to do a video on it and me to send it back, that is also perfectly okay. So have a good one, guys, and I will see you all next week, Friday, 8 o'clock.